Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. Today on Big Mike Talks, I'm going to be bringing you my 2025 End of Year Awards. And I know it's technically not the end of the year yet, but this is going to be my last video of 2025. 2026, it's going to be an interesting one. So I figured I'd come in here, bring out my awards for, best match, worst match, etc., etc. And it's definitely going to be interesting. So sit tight, and let's do these. So I'm going to start with the negatives, get them out of the way. So my worst promotion of the year, of course, it's the WWE. Now, I'm going to say this. Between their lack of interesting storylines, their weird booking decisions, and just the lack of long-term anything, just really made it a real downer year for WWE. And then you put on top of that TKO pretty much outpricing any normal wrestling fan that wants to go to a show, or putting all of their content on different streaming services. So you gotta pay for all of that. And it's honestly, it just feels like WWE doesn't want us regular wrestling fans watching. And don't worry, these negatives aren't just shitting on WWE. I'll have some bad AEW too. But overall, yeah, WWE just feels like it's not trying as hard as it used to. At least in 2024. Worst match. This match just happened this Wednesday. It is the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. And honestly, Tony Khan, I'm going to say this. It is time to retire this fucking ring. It is pointless. It has no storyline implications. And it's just a thing for MJF to use so he can cheat. Although now he's apparently not competing for it. Oh, and also on top of that, you stop it at 2 people. So there isn't just a one winner. You stop it at 2 people. Those 2 people face each other in a match for the ring. Which is, it's overly complicated. And honestly, this past Wednesday's one was so poorly executed. You couldn't tell who was already in the match. You had no idea of eliminations. It kind of felt like AEW really weren't trying with this and just had to do it because it was that time of year. I think it's time to retire the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Maybe associate it more with Casino Gauntlet, because I think that would be fine. But overall, yeah, it's time to retire the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Stop with this dumb battle royal, and let's just let it go. So this one hurts a little, because I honestly thought he'd be the future. My least improved wrestler, it's Hook. Now, I'm going to say this. I still enjoy him as a wrestler, but he has not evolved since he got started. He does the same moveset. He doesn't have that much of a personality. I think he needs to develop some within AEW. Or maybe he could have done that in NXT. I don't know. But honestly, his wannabe Taz gimmick isn't working for him. He needs to find his own way. Or maybe have someone advocate for him, so you can develop him a little bit more. The worst promotional tactic goes to the return of Brock Lesnar. And I know you all in the comments who are Brock Lesnar fans are like, oh, he's so good, he's a star, he's a star. Let me ask you something. Since he's come back, how many matches has he had? How many times has he come back? He's pulling the same stuff he did before the Grant stuff. It's nothing new. It's not exciting. And honestly, you can't rush if you're sitting at home on the couch. So, and honestly, he's pretty much the reason I stopped watching / covering WWE. I am so tired of Brock Lesnar. At one point, he was a super athlete. He was one of the best. Now he's just a suplex F5 artist. And he's barely good at that. So I think it's about time Brock Lesnar joins John Cena and finally retires. Let him go. And my worst moment of the year, it's DPW going on hiatus. Now, obviously I don't cover a lot of Deadlock Pro Wrestling, but I've been a fan of theirs since they got started in, I want to say it was 2020, but it could have been earlier than that. I watched them on YouTube. I do what I could to watch them on their streaming service. And earlier this year, actually, I think it was in early December, where it was announced they were going on hiatus. Hopefully they'll be back, but the wrestling world getting smaller, it stinks, and I hope for the best for everyone involved with that promotion. So now that we've got the negativity out of the way, let's do something a bit more positive. So, I'm going to go for the best promotional tactic of the year. And it's an interesting one. So, I'm going to go with CMLL, which is a promotion down in Mexico. And they had a little promotion where the person who bought the millionth ticket for a show at Arena Mexico gets a custom-made title belt. Now, I'm not sure if they went home with it, but seeing Mystico present that title belt to the recipient, that was super cool. That's super nice. I wish more promotions did stuff like this. It's just awesome. Fills my heart with joy. CMLL, keep doing what you're doing. My most shocking moment is the John Cena heel turn. And honestly, I'm going to say this, did not see that coming in a million years. Even when The Rock came out, I'm like, ooh, they're gonna go get him, they're gonna deny him. And then when he low blows Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber, woo, that was so dang good. Now, obviously, the follow-up was a bit hit and miss. But overall, yeah, that was a shocking moment. But my best moment goes to Hangman Adam Page beating Jon Moxley at AEW All In to free the AEW World title from its case. And if you look back at the footage, when he finally takes the AEW title out of the case, for the first time in like a month, maybe a few months actually, just hearing that crowd cheer for it is just, it's just as good as Kofi Kingston winning the world title at WrestleMania 35 and unveiling the old leather strap instead of Daniel Bryan's hemp belt, which I still think it's the greatest custom belt ever. Next up, most improved wrestler. I'm going with Jungle Jack Perry. Now, the reason I say this, obviously when he was a heel, he was still a really, really good wrestler, but he felt kind of aimless. He kind of felt like he was a secondary character instead of being a main character. Now now that he's back as a babyface, he's back with Luchasaurus. I do feel like he's getting back into the main character ideal. So improved, maybe not as a wrestler, but his improved situation, I'm going to go with it. Next up, my match of the year. And honestly, this was a tough one to choose from. But I'm going to go with a very interesting one. I'm going to go with MJF versus Mystico in CMLL. I think that was the 92nd year anniversary show. I obviously watched that one on Twitch, and it was fantastic. If you have access to CMLL, I'd say go check it out, because it's one of my favorite matches all year. Tag Team of the Year. Now this one's going to be a little interesting, because I may be a little biased, because I really enjoy Speedball Mike Bailey's stuff. But I'm going Jet Speed. Now I know a lot of people are like, oh, what about FTR? What about these guys? The Usos reunited. I do still love those guys. But the coming together of Jet Speed and their rise has just been so fun to watch. Like, these two guys coming together was definitely the right thing to do. And they've gelled so well as a team that I can't help but be hyped up whenever they come to the ring. My pay-per-view of the year? It's AEW All in Texas. Top to bottom, just great matches, awesome moments, and just a show. If you got like 6-7 hours, 6-7, I'd say go put it on. Like, you will not be disappointed. My gimmick of the year. So this is going to be an interesting one. It's the Timeless Love Bombs. Now, I'm going to say this. Timeless Toni Storm will always be my gimmick of the year. But the inclusion of Mina Shirakawa as her lover, it just works. These two have great chemistry together. They're a really good tag team. And I don't know, it's a great gimmick. It's something that'll always get a great reaction. And something I'll always be excited for. My Women's Wrestler of the Year, however, may piss a couple people off. But it's going to be Ultimo Monet. Now, 11 belts, Monet, I believe. Because she just, spoiler alert, she's going to lose her Rev Pro title on Saturday. But, yeah, Mercedes Monet in AEW and then in other promotions has been so good to watch. She is a part of so many good stories. And her interactions with Harley Cameron alone, I think, put her on this list. And honestly, if you don't like it, there's the door. My promotion of the year? I'm going to go with someone with a little interesting. Now here I do have written AEW. But with their lack of crowds, even with their lack of crowd sizes, I don't think I can do that. Instead, I'm going to go with someone a bit more interesting. I'm going with TNA. Now, are a ton more people watching TNA right now? No. That's fine. However, seeing Slammiversary be extremely full, almost a sellout, the last couple pay-per-views being a sellout, great crowds in the arena for their weekly shows, and now they're getting a brand new TV deal, maybe on the level of their Spike TV deal. I can't help but put them there. I am proud of the evolution TNA has had, and hopefully that continues into the new year. And this leaves us with our last award. It's Wrestler of the Year. And I'm going to say it. It's Bandito. This man has been all over the place, wrestling the best, and there hasn't been a bad match from this man all year round. From AEW to Ring of Honor to CMLL. He's just put on some really good matches and has been involved in so many good stories. Hell, his rise with Brody King in the tag division, that was great. I love what Bandito was doing. And honestly, there's been so many great wrestlers over the year. It was hard to pick just one. But I gotta give it to Bandito. So that is my year-end awards. I hope you very much enjoyed it. This will be my last video of 2025. I'm going to go on break for the holiday. Probably come back the week after New Year's, where I'll do a special video and maybe a little bit of a wish list for pro wrestling, which I am definitely here for. And, yeah, till that time, I hope you all enjoyed, and happy wrestling, everybody. Peace.